We are live with Keep Your Cool. We have my boys John King y El Cherry.
It's cracking, G.
Ya conocen a John King de last week, que él tuvo su takes on the UFC fight, his takes on the movie trailers. And today he's gonna actually give a proper introduction since he didn't get a chance. Y El Cherry lo conocen del podcast que tuvimos a week ago. He's here for the virtual one, and he will also give a introduction. These guys don't know each other, so maybe they have the same take on the fight, or maybe they dislike each other because of the takes they're gonna give to the fight. Pero una proper introduction, paper, scissors, rocket, o el que se quiera aventar primero, while I share the live.
Vas, John.
Go for it, Jerry.
Bueno, pues introduction. A ver, tengo, 28. Y I don't consider myself a pro as when it comes to, like predicting, like UFC or boxing. But I think I kind of know enough para defenderme. Yeah. I don't have a favorite. Just want to throw that out there right now.
You don't have a favorite, okay?
Between the two guys, Ryan and Tank, I don't personally have a favorite.
Do you have a favorite boxer?
I really like el estilo del Canelo,
I knew
pero
you were
pues,
gonna say
¿quién no? ¿Quién no?
¿Cómo se llama? Johnny, una proper introduction?
Pues, my name is Johnny, but a lot of people call me like different names. Uno que me pongo yo, pues, es self-put, John King, because of Johnny Reyes. That's my first name and last name.
Oh, I really?
Yep.
All this fucking time, I thought it was for
For what?
por creído or something like that.
No, I also use that for like my business, like I do.
Yeah, you have like John King Productions or promotions, I will see. So,
yeah,
because
I put John King on everything, like John King Productions, John King Boxing, John King Media.
So I always thought that was like your business, but I never knew that King meant for your last name, which I actually know. Ahorita que dices Johnny Reyes, I'm like, oh, no wonder. I'm like, now it makes sense why he.
Con razón me trata diferente every time I show up. It's like, ¿por qué me trata como royalty? No. I like boxing. I'm an avid fighting. I like avid fighting fan. Me gusta mucho el boxing, MMA, anything basically that you got to take out the other guy. That's pretty much it on a one-on-one basis. I'm into a lot of sports, soccer, basketball. I love movies. I love talking about conspiracy theories, all that stuff. Things that make you really think. That's what I like.
Things
that ahorita, pues, we have this opportunity to be on Rala's show right here. It's the KYC show, but it's really the Rala show. It's good. I mean, talk about topics. I mean, Rala has some badass points. Okay, we've gone to talk to each other face to face, but now do it on a camera, even better.
Give me a second. Sorry to interrupt. It's not the Rala show because yes, it's my mind, it's my topics, or sometimes I get topics from others. Pero I can't be the Rala show because I can't do this without my colleagues. That's where I can you que sabes de boxeo, que Jerry digo, I know a little bit of boxing. The other fools know about guns or pets. Hay otros que saben de música and all that. So I just can't. It can't be a solo show. So this is I call it the keep your cool crew. Even though it's this is more like the talk show. You know, it's more like the podcast. Pero I can't do this on my own. Even if I want to go live on my own, I can't talk to myself or to a screen for about an hour or two. But if I have someone that I can mix and match, yes, I can do that.
For sure.
Sorry to interrupt you. Continue on.
No, pues por eso, it's good to have this show. I mean, it's an exchange of ideas, exchange of point of views. Sometimes you learn some stuff from right here. You didn't know. Last time, what was it? We're talking about the beetle, the blue beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, some of the things I didn't know about that. I was like, oh shit, it's fucking crazy. That's pretty much it. That's why I'm here. I love this show. I love this. Topics that come out. Today we're talking about Ryan versus Tank. A bunch of other stuff here for Keep the Show. I'll be Keep Your Cool the show.
Like keep your cool, the virtual show.
The virtual.
Now, para empezar, dijo el Cherry que he doesn't have favorites in this fight, right? Is there a reason? Do you not like both of them, or is it just because you don't think they're good for boxing? ¿O cómo está el pedo ahí?
Mira, vamos a ponerlo así. Tank is what, 28-0, right? With 26 knockouts. El Garcia, what, 23, you know?
With like 20 knockouts.
19 knockouts.
Mhm.
19 knockouts. Siento que no quiero. I don't want Tank to win, porque you know, like the Hispanic side, you know, calls, hey, tienes que apoyar a la raza.
Sí.
But at the same time, el Ryan Garcia ocupa ese como, hey, get back on the ground, you know, no eres invencible, o sea, hay cabrones que te pueden meter una chinga si no estás del todo ahí.
I see what you mean. Now, tú, Johnny, do you have a dog in the fight?
Well, I like both of them. Me gustan los dos just simply porque from the beginning, like when they start off their careers, they look like you knew it already. It's like these guys are gonna face off sooner or later. Everybody knew it. I mean, you're looking at it. Uno, you could say he's they call him a lot like a social media built guy, is Ryan Garcia. Like he has a lot of following. Y el otro, Gervonta Davis, is more like I'm fighting, and I'm winning, but he's also backed by like Mayweather. He's being pushed by him like the ¿cómo se llama su promotion? Mayweather Promotions was I think they were pushing him at the beginning, no?
Well, if you get into the storyline or the ¿cómo te puedo decir? Del mundo de la politics de boxing, like if you follow it 100%, us as hardcore fans, I don't call myself a hardcore fan, but I know more than your regular fan. We have a theory that tends to always go right with the faction, the PBC. So in this particular case, even though technicamente he's not with Mayweather Promotions, he's still under the banner, the PBC, and Leonard Enderby, que es el president of the money team, is promoting the fight under another name.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brown's promotion. Pero Leonard Enderby is one of the main guys. So técnicamente, did he really leave Mayweather? So that's if you go into that deep pockets and all that. Yo, honestly, in the beginning, I was excited. Pero after what I found out and all that shit, lo de un boxer, lo que le hicieron a Ryan Garcia, I feel like he's selling out. Like this is his ticket goodbye. It sucks that it's like a super fight. I don't know, a super fight.
Uh-huh.
Porque en realidad, I'm like, whoever wins, they're not gonna face the main guys. So técnicamente, it's not a super fight. Like
it's a money fight. It's a big
money fight, but it's not like okay, por decirlo era. Si gana Tank Davis, is he really gonna fight Evan Haney? Is he gonna fight Shakur? Is he gonna fight Lomachenko? Si gana Ryan Garcia and he moves to 140, is he gonna fight Teofimo Lopez, Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, Regis Prograis? Like esos son los names de la división that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask you again, do you think if either one who wins, do you think they're going to fight the big dogs when they haven't fought the big dogs at all?
Nah, I don't know. Tampoco. I don't think they're going to do that. Porque te digo, a lot of things like Mayweather really changed the boxing scene ever since he beat Oscar and he became the face of boxing. He started doing those big money fights. I see it was just like, hey, whatever I say goes. All these kids, I see boxers like Tank Davis, like Ryan Garcia, they've been following in his footsteps, like llamándose the A side. Oh, I'm always the A side, and it's you never get to see the fans don't really get the best possible boxing matches. Like who's really the best? It's just así como lo que dices. After this fight, they're gonna continue that same BS. Like, oh, I'm the A side, and they will never get a negotiation for like a Teofimo fight and all that stuff. They won't face like the really top of the division, like Shakur. Shakur just won. I mean, that guy's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think they're gonna fight him anytime soon. I mean, it's
not just because they're scared to lose those records, you know.
Sí,
les da miedo perder su record que está muy limpio.
Que in a way, it was Mayweather who brought that. El undefeated record. El 2-0 and all that shit. I mean, el 49-0. So, ellos piensan que because you lose one time, you suck. It's not that.
Mhm.
Like, look at De La Hoya. That was he is a Hall of Famer. And he was a six or five divisional champion. He tiene like 7 losses. But he's still considered one of the great boxers ever. Do I put him in my top 20? I don't think he makes it that far, but he is from the welterweights. Muchos dicen, los welterweights que están ahorita, yeah, De La Hoya has a great chance of winning every single fight con los welterweights ahorita because he actually fought the guys of his time.
Mhm. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya is one of my favorites. I think he is my favorite boxer. Like
Really?
out of all the
He is
boxers,
from.
I grew
¿Cuántos
up
años
watching
tienes, Johnny?
37.
Oh, verga, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were younger, güey. Te comes la edad. Es que te
Es
metes
que
con
yo-
pura chamaca.
Ándale, ahí, pinche
what
vampiro.
about Chavez?
I like Chavez, nada más que De La
Yeah,
Hoya.
give him
I just
credit.
grew up. Como yo crecí aquí, güey, like when I grew up, a lot of people would think I wouldn't speak Spanish and all that shit, but I guess it was because I was more into like all English, Mexican American stuff. Like estaba Chavez, but I just wouldn't connect with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't connect with him. I would, my dad would take me with his homies to go watch the Chavez fights, and they would get packed. But I don't know, dude. I just didn't feel it. Salió De La Hoya, and I don't know. I liked the way he moved. I liked the way he was able to speak Spanish and English.
Yeah.
He was repping both USA and Mexico, and I started following him. That was my favorite boxer.
¿Y Fernando Vargas no te gustaba?
Nah, Fernando Vargas, nah. He was too like, I'm Mexicano, la verga. He was like trying to push his American side to así su Americaness side, como se dice, and be like, yeah, soy mexicano y todo, aunque crecí aquí con una cuchara de plata aquí, reaping all the American benefits, but I'm Mexican. Like, no, you're not, bro.
Y yo siento que su español estaba más para la verga que el de La Hoya.
Exactly, estaba más sí, cierto, güey. It's true.
Jerry, you said que
So,
how long have you been following boxing?
yo creo que desde morrito, güey. Since a
Desde
kid, you always see the fights, Margarito contra Pacquiao, or you always, no matter how it goes, you're always gonna be, boxing is always around, especially
Yes.
around Hispanic families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, como
Siempre,
now we're like, for instance, como dijo Johnny, él miró crecer a De La Hoya, right? Creció con De La Hoya, right? This is our time that we're growing up with Canelo. However, Canelo le quedan otros 4 o 5 años, so then we have to start looking for the younger generation, que el Ryan
los
Garcia,
nuevos.
que el Shakur, que el pinche Virgil Ortiz, como dijo Johnny.
Cruz.
Well, I'm not sold on him yet. I'm not sold
No.
on him. I'm not.
On Pitbull Cruz?
Pitbull Cruz, I'm not sold yet. It's a lot has to do with the brand PBC. Remember, every time we talk about boxing, I will always bring that shit because I feel like they are the poison of boxing. PBC. Just remember that. Any fighter that fights out of that, Tank Davis, Errol Spence, Los Charlo twins, Deontay Wilder, Isaac Cruz, el pinche flaquito Leo Santa Cruz, todos ellos están under that banner. Y usually when they have like a big step up fight, which it was Tank in a way, se creen de la gran verga, like, I'm the A side. I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, you don't even fucking sell pay-per-views. How are you the A side? Just because you're selling 200,000, since when a fighter who sells 200,000 is the A side? Y en el pasado, cuando Canelo vendía 400,000, they would shit on him. But Tank Davis is doing 200,000 and, he's the A side. Nah, no mames. Pero again, is that promotional company that los levanta. Like there's a lot of YouTube communities that literally emphasize that company, PBC, que a lot of us regular fans believe que la PBC le paga a esos YouTubers algo al mes so they can promote that company like if they are the best.
But you know that originally how the PBC was supposed to be structured? It was supposed to be almost identical to the UFC way. Identical. They were trying to do the same shit. Even when PBC started coming out, they were trying to push. There was the idea of them having their own belts, like PBC belts.
I remember that.
You hear that right now in the UFC. It's a big problem about a lot of fighters saying they don't get paid what they're supposed to get paid, and it's true. Now PBC trying to do that. I see you get all these fighters under contract and run it like the UFC. It kind of works, but it doesn't. A lot of people can see through the BS porque a lot of other fighters that are big, like they're under other like really big promotions like Top Rank and Golden Boy. You can't really do that porque they actually take a really small cut compared to what the boxers take. Now in the UFC, you get the other way around. The UFC takes a big ass cut compared to the fighters. So the PBC también así, por eso they're trying to push it like, oh yeah, this is the league. This is like the UFC of boxing. Pero a lot of boxers they're smart. They can, I'm the guy fighting. I'm the one in the ring getting my ass whooped. I should get the most money, not the promoter.
Yep. Now, I'm asked this to Jerry. Para enseñarte qué es lo PBC, güey. There's a fighter named Terrence Crawford, or Bud. I don't know if you know him. Moreno. He used to fight on ESPN. Y los Errol Spence, otro Moreno. He fought for PBC. They would always tell Spence, you're on the other side of the street. You have to come to me because we're the A side. So because este güey peleaba en ESPN, he was on the wrong side of the street. Okay? So cuando Canelo moved up to 168, Caleb Plant, David Benavides, Jermell Charlo, todos ellos estaban en esa división con Canelo. But técnicamente, Canelo's the A side because he's been making 10, 15, 25, 30 million per fight. And somehow Canelo was on the wrong side of the street when all these motherfuckers have never made more than $3 million per fight. So ahí es donde te digo, who do you think's on the wrong? Canelo for not jumping over, or ellos que se creen la A side cuando Canelo doesn't need them to make money.
Necesitan cambiar todo este juego, güey. No, o sea, no hay ni un buen side ni un bad side. They gotta worry about the people watching at home.
Exactly.
They gotta worry about us. Lo que nos conviene, lo que queremos ver, no importa si pierden, no importa si ganen. Queremos una buena pelea.
Como se llama, and going back to the Tank Ryan, will it be a good fight? I'll go first and then work our way around. I honestly believe if you're gonna get drunk for the fight to have fun, start on the undercard because I don't see that shit going 6 rounds. Like
No
I want to play it out. The only way I can see it is every time that Ryan Garcia lands that hook, si le duele a Tank, that's the only way I can see it go past 6 rounds. But if you're gonna go for that hook que le gusta hacer, you're opening up. Y algo que tiene Tank, he knows how to time his fights. So will it be a good fight? I don't think so. I think it's going to be more counterpunch contra counterpunch. A ver who lands first. With the exception is that I believe Tank will land first and Ryan Garcia will come in weaker. And I'll tell you that after what I hear from your thoughts. I will let you know why he's going to be weaker. For those who know. The ones who don't know, I'll bring it up again. So, Johnny, go ahead.
I think it's going to be a good fight. Like, personally, pues uno así, he's El Tank, he's a southpaw. I mean, his strongest hand is the left going in. He loves throwing that left hand. I see left hand and uppercuts. Uppercuts, I don't think it's going to work against Ryan just because he's tall. But El Ryan también, he's looking for that hook. That hook is like, it's so fast. It almost looks invisible. I don't know if you've seen videos where you have to slow down the video and certain times in order for you to catch that left hook on camera. So it's so fast. But I think, no sé, I'm looking at it. I think it's going to be less than six rounds. I think Tank's going to take it. I mean, in the past, Ryan Garcia got hurt by Luke Campbell with the left, dropped hard. He tanked Davis. I think he has more power than Luke. So, yeah, yo creo que sí. Pero, pues, man, I think, what is it? Ryan is also dropping in weight, huh?
Sí.
Oh, shit.
So before that, I know that has to be part of your decision, but I want to get into that a little bit later so that people can understand why I'm not so excited anymore after I heard that. So before you get into the weight and catch weights and all that, so you think Tank under 6 también?
Yeah, I think Tank takes it under 6. Yep.
All right. Cherry.
Under 6. Digamos, a ver. ¿Ustedes creen que nada más dura hasta el 6? Yo pienso que se van hasta los 12 by split decision.
Oh
Yo
shit.
pienso que sí se los llevan los Rams. ¿Por qué? Porque como tú dijiste, güey, el Tank sabe medirse, sabe, o sea, medir la pelea. So puede que no se lo lleven ahí los dos morros Ryan García tiene su speed, pero también el Tank, o sea, sabe defenderse el güey. So, puede que los dos, o sea, le entren putazo, 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 y antes del 6 round alguien se noquee, tanto que puede que se la pasen bailando así todo el tiempo y soltando uno que otro
Bailando.
y va a
Yeah.
split decision. Yo siento que va a ser más así como split decision. Uno va a tener miedo de entrar, el otro también va a tener miedo de entrar y se va a alargar. Se va a alargar esto. Pero yo se la voy dando también, o sea, las manos de Ryan García, they're fast. Eso ahí tiene las manos muy rápidas. Y como dije, no me gustaría que ganara Ryan García, ¿verdad? Por eso es que se la estoy dando al otro vato al Tank. O sea, siento que pega un poquito más fuerte. El otro tiene velocidad, pero esta tiene un poco más de impacto.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get into what I was talking about. And quiero que me miras aquí a los ojos, Cherry. There's a thing called catch weight. So their Tank has to move up 1 pound para arriba, y Ryan has to come down 4 pounds para abajo, so 136. So it's not a big deal. The big deal is the rehydration clause, meaning that the next night, on fight night, Ryan Garcia cannot weigh no more than 146 pounds, meaning que si este güey mide 148, tiene que bajar las libras y quemarlas so that he can be on weight for the fight. So, meaning, one, you're already dropping your weights 4 pounds to make the fight happen. Ya no has peleado ahí in a year, 2 years, because you took another year off, and you've been fighting at 140 for the last 2 fights, and now you cannot weigh no more than 146. ¿Qué pasa si tu natural weight is 150? You have to drop all those. Whoever knows about sports, not sports, perdón, about weight, tú siempre subes tu natural weight en la noche, every single night. So let's say que camatas 3 libras, while next day ya subieron esas 3 libras o esas 4. So imagine if Ryan has to be at 136 y si pesa 150, and then he has to continue to work out todo el Friday night so that it can be 146 Saturday morning. Do you think it will make it 12 after you hurt that?
¿Quién ha bajado de peso?
Está
A
bajando
ver,
el peso como 40
estoy pensando de luchadores que han bajado de peso, que han tenido que hacer ese mismo proceso y todavía aguantan la pelea. Mm,
Espérate. You got to remember 2 things. Daniel Jacobs contra Canelo. ¿Cómo se llama? Julio César Chávez contra Canelo. Sergey Kovalev contra Canelo. So most of these fights, there's a redundant team. All of the fights que son así de rehydration, todas han sido contra Canelo. That's why I gave him a lot of shit on the past. Because I'm like, you're not fighting them fair. Pero the only one who didn't make it was la pinche torre que peleó allá en New York. I forgot his fucking name. Rocky Fielding y Sergey Kovalev no llegaron a mirar los 12 rounds. Y Sergey Kovalev duró al 11, which there's a theory que se dejó perder.
Mhm.
We can get into that later on, porque como dice Johnny, I like all types of theories. I'll let him know why that's a theory. Pero todos esos han tenido rehydration y muchos entran ya like cansados, sobreestresados de tratar de to make that weight so that they don't lose money. Because sometimes that rehydration, cuando dicen, si te pasas de libras, you owe me tanto por libra. So
Mhm.
these fools, most of the time, it's a big opportunity to make money. So they want to be on weight to take all that money to home. So now again, all the fighters that did that lost. And only 2 fighters, I haven't seen 12 rounds against Canelo, who's a power puncher, like Tank. Y luego, Ardes, la verdad, hasta la fecha, other than Luke Campbell, I don't think Ryan still has a chin, even at, what is he, 24, 23? So
You
again,
don't think he has a chin?
I don't. No le han pegado, es el pedo. Like he hasn't
Mhm.
fought someone that has landed, so I can't really put an assertion on that.
Mhm.
A Tank nunca lo han tumbado, nunca. They've never rocked them, but Tank has never fought someone that has actually, ¿cómo te diré? Alguien que tiene power para atrás. That's
But
also
have
a
you?
thing.
You can also argue that Tank did get rocked once contra el Pitbull Cruz. Did you see
Ajá,
that?
sí,
That,
he got
that
rocked.
short
Eso-
left hand, but he wasn't rocked like as he
Así
just
de like
landed.
stinky
He
leg, you know,
actually
like not
kind of
like
oh
así todo
shit.
mareado. It
I
was,
got hurt.
like more of an oh shit.
Como like yeah, like fucking Ryan when he got dropped, you could see his face, like his eyes were rolling out.
Sí, sí.
Cayó de cara, güey.
Even with Teofimo Lopez when he was dropped, también igual. Cómo se miraba, like todo like espantado, like what the fuck happened. Y Tank, he's only been like medio tested, but again, right? I feel like I'll say it again, and I'll always repeat it. I do believe Ryan Garcia can beat Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I do believe that. There's no reason why I shouldn't believe. Like he's taller. Aquel güey tira por tirar y ese güey will time him. He's faster than Isaac Cruz. Y yo siento que como se abre más Isaac Cruz, Ryan can catch him. Pero con Tank es diferente porque Tank doesn't throw. He's a counter puncher. So that means that Ryan has to make the fight. That's why I want to revert it back to Cherry. Do you think he'll still last 12 rounds con esas cositas que te estoy diciendo?
Es que, bueno, si lo pones así, está duro que aguante los 12 rounds. Está duro. O sea, tienen razón, bajar las 4 libras o ese desmadre y tener que estar haciendo el ejercicio y todo eso. Si lo pones así, tiene chance de que lo noqueen. Pero, o sea, yo siento que este va a estar corriendo y va a ser decisión. No, o sea, no, también va a estar cansado para andar ahí. No va a querer dar no va a querer soltar la pelea, ¿me entiendes? No va a querer no se la va a querer dar tan fácil. Siento que va a preferir correr como lo ha hecho con otras peleas, como cuando lo han noqueado y dices que carita de espantado. Se vuelve a parar el morro y vuelve a seguir peleando. Es lo que tiene, lo tiran, pero se vuelve a parar. O sea, puede que sea una buena pelea, puede que sea una muy buena pelea. Vamos a tener que ver cómo los resultados de esta pelea y vamos a ver qué pueden dar los dos vatos. No le doy la victoria al morro no se la doy. Yo, como te digo, siento que el Moreno se la va a llevar.
There's I don't know if Johnny will agree with this, but there's actually an easy way to beat Tank Davis.
Which is what?
The Shakur and Devin Haney way. Jab, hug. Jab, hug. Jab, hug. ¿Por qué? Porque Tank no tira mucho. So if these fools just do jab, 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 por todo el pinche round, y si se acercan, lo abrazan, he's never going to let go of that power. Va a tirar unos cuantos, uno aquí, but these fools are too defensive que cuando miran power, de volada, cover up, se cubren el chin, se cubren todo. Y I feel like if Ryan Garcia can implement that, y nomás jugar el puro pinche jab, cubrirte, jab, that would be the best way to make it 12 rounds. Pero Ryan Garcia, yo siento que tiene poquito lo Mexican que tiene él. Se le va a meter el orgullo de querer hacerle una war.
Yeah. Se prende, güey. He's like,
Ajá.
fuck. Se
¿Y
prende,
cómo se llama? But that's the Mexican in us, even us. Like maybe all of us are against Ryan, but because he's Mexican,
we're not against him. We just think he's gonna lose.
Hmm?
I'm not against him. I just think he's gonna lose.
So basically, you're saying that he's gonna lose, but you'll be rooting for him.
I like Ryan. Yeah, I like his style of boxing. Like me gusta su hook, su check hook. I mean, that's beautiful. Como lo tira bien bonito el güey. Pero te digo, like just the way he in that Campbell fight, how he looked against Southpaw guy is like.
¿Cuánto llevan con
go down?
¿Cuánto llevan con esta pelea desde antes de COVID, no? Que decían que deben de hacerla y por una razón o por la otra no se hacía, ¿verdad?
Cada rato. Yeah.
Llevan ya un buen de años y nos va a tocar ver. O sea, puede que nos sorprenda a todos, puede que sea una buena pelea, tanto puede que nada más se la pasen ahí bailando alrededor del cuadrilátero.
I don't think que van a así tanto bailar, no creo. I don't see that. Porque los dos son more of a Los dos les gusta tirar porque los dos tienen power. Y I don't think they're gonna... ¿Cómo te puedo decir? No, they're gonna open up. Mostly Ryan is the one who's gonna open up porque that was gonna go for his hooks, lo que sabe tirar. Y ya cuando Tank empiece a mirar, okay, what can I do better? That's when he's gonna start doing for his hook. Lo único que yo estoy diciendo, can Tank aguantar un madrazo de Ryan? That's all I'm asking. Like, yo nunca he visto a Tank being rocked, nunca lo he visto que pierda el aire, that he loses his focus or anything like that. So I am wondering if Tank gets hit de un power, de los real power shots de Ryan, will he get dropped? Will he get hurt? Se le va a ir el aire? Is he not going to like it and not throw anything? Porque también si Ryan empieza a medir sus hooks aquel way and he times them and then he hits them back, por eso lo que le tira un izquierdazo, lo cubre, and then he opens up y le tira un derechazo duro uno en el body, and if that drops him, that's where's the interesting part. I just hate the catch weight. I hate the rehydration clause. I hate that it's happening on PBC. Que le van a dar todos los judges, se le van a dar a Tank. Like right now, haz de cuenta que Ryan Garcia is losing by 3 rounds just because he's fighting on Tank Island.
I know, yeah. Pretty much, you're right. He's already down. No, he's like, I think que lleva perdida la pelea, güey, porque he's, como dices tú, va a entrar todo desnutrido. Y luego he can't go back up into his like regular like fight night weight. He can't go over. Y luego fighting on PBC. He's already losing the fight. It's him for, I mean, el Tank la tiene todo para ganar, güey.
Yep.
Como dices tú. And then he's bringing that fucking left hand. Jeez.
Oh, ya entró Eli.
No podía dejar a mi fan abajo, güey.
Eso chingado. Now, Eli.
It's okay.
We were just basically talking de la Ryan contra Tank. Give us your take. Give us your opinion about the fight. Let us know what you think is going to happen. How many rounds? ¿Quién va a ganar? Oh, pero primero antes de eso, who are you rooting for? Or do you have a dog, or you just want to watch the fight y que se verguen los dos?
Pues al Mexican, güey, ¿a quién más?
¿Es he Mexican? No es cierto.
Pero no habla español, güey, ese vato.
Por eso, like I don't know.
El niño tampoco habla español, güey, es mexicano conmigo, no mames. Pues el Ryan, güey, yo siento que sí va a ganar. Sí, es fucking damn fast. Okay. Pero el otro güey también tiene, se ve que los putazos que tira tienen más fuerza. So, I mean, the rounds, I think they're gonna go all the way to the 12.
Ya ven.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to give it a fucking show, you know, también, no nada más el que primero vergue, o sea, you know, the more, también, it has to do with money. Entre más show, mejor show den, pues más dinero va a haber para, you know, no para ellos tal vez, pero para los streams, like los canales donde los van a pasar.
Now, dijiste que more money, pero ¿qué no piensas tu nombre crece más if he knocks him out in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds?
It does, but I mean, I don't know, eh. I don't know. Sí, it does. Sí, tu nombre crece más, pero I don't think nobody's gonna fuck it. You know, none of them are gonna fuck the other guy like in 4 or 5 rounds. It has to be at least 9 and up.
Es que
disculpa, güey.
Go for it.
Ese compa decía que era porque ya ves que va a perder un chingo de peso Ryan García, tiene que perder 4 libras. Ajá. O sea, va a estar deshidratado, tiene que estar con ejercicio. Y que por eso no cree que va a pasar del 6. Yo digo, aunque esté deshidratado y todo eso, este vato va a querer, o sea, que no la va a querer soltar luego, ¿me entiendes? Va a querer que aunque sea prolongarla, pero tratar de ganarla. Por eso que yo pienso, decía yo también, que hasta el 12º round.
Mira, el problema con lo que te dije de la rehydration entre más tiempo corre la pelea, because you're not at your natural weight, you start losing stamina. Se te estás cansando más rápido porque se está alargando la pelea. So no le conviene a Ryan durar los 12 rounds porque estás perdiendo energy, you're losing power, you're losing breathing, not breathing, freaking, ¿cómo se dice, Johnny? Help me out. Stamina.
Bro, pero también hay shots para que te den todo ese tipo de vitamins and stuff. You know, it's not only.
In boxing, you can take those, bro.
Huh?
In boxing, you can't take those staminas. You can't take IVs, all that stuff. Tienes que estar ahí, como there's a rehydration clause. It's like, I guess, poner Ryan, I was trying to look for it online. A cuánto normalmente he rehydrates to on fight night. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. So he can't go over what, 146, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So si se va a 146, de ahí ya no puede entrar con una gota más de agua, ¿no? That's it.
So this is where everybody gets it wrong. So cuando los pesan va a ser en la morning. Pero el problema es esto. El problema está que cuando se hace la weight on Friday, que viene siendo como las 6 como las 3 de la tarde, ¿te desde las 3 de la tarde hasta las 12 del día on Saturday, tiene que estar haciendo exercise y no comer mucho para que pueda llegar a 146. Y ya después, a las 12 del día el Saturday, cuando llegue a 146, ya puede comer. Pero by then it might be too late. You're not going to take it more. No puedes comer una pinche hamburguesota porque te puede afectar en lo malo. No te puedes chingar que una sodita porque that can also fuck you up. Dice aquí un compa Adrian, dice que 12 rounds también, mark my words. So I'm shocked. Eli, el Cherry, ahora Adrián, están diciendo que son 12 rounds. Ahí se quitó la camisa güey.
Me dio calor, güey, me dio calor.
Se va a poner la camisa de Ryan García, güey.
No es cierto.
Okay, Eli, since you're saying that they're going 12 rounds, Cherry dice que se va a hacer split decision, no, que se la van a dar a Moreno, a Tank. ¿Tú a quién piensas que se la van a dar? Wait, let me just tell you something.
If it's a split, yeah, if it's a split decision. Huh?
Espérate. La fight is going to be happening on Tank's promotional company y su network donde pelea. So basically, como le dije a Cherry, la fight, Tank, Ryan Garcia basically is losing 3 pounds. I mean, he's losing by 3 rounds already. Porque está peleando en la network, en la casa de Tank Davis. So ahora sí, ¿cómo crees que va a ser la victoria?
If they go all the way to the 12, yeah, it's gonna be the other guy. And para que gane a Ryan, güey, he has to knock him out regardless. He has to knock him out. Ya sea en el 11 en el 12, he has to knock him out. O at least que lo tumbe like 3 veces, 4, you know. Pero I doubt it.
It's an interesting fight. Aquí dice el Adrián que arriba las Chivas.
De un palo.
Pero de un palo.
A huevo. Ayer ganamos.
Este güey es chivista de aquí. Es tu Chiva, hermano. Puro
Con
pinche
razón,
zorro.
ayer comí birria, dijo semilla de barbacoa. Dije, güey.
Johnny, ¿tú a quién le vas, güey? ¿A Tijuana?
Yo no veo Mexican soccer, güey.
Sí.
Yo era cuauhtemista, güey. Donde iba el Cuauhtémoc, acá iba yo.
No, ese güey era Guatemala, dice.
Cuauhtemista. Si estaba en el América, era en el América. Si iba a Veracruz, yo era veracruzano. Chicago Fire.
Yo estoy diciendo 6 rounds. Johnny's saying 6 rounds. If I want to put a number on it, I'm going to say round 5. Tank Davis knocks him out cold.
No digas eso, güey. I don't even want to
Cold,
think about
round
that.
5. Es lo que estoy diciendo yo.
I'm
That's what
gonna
I'm
do the
going
fight at
for.
my house, so I already told you guys are invited, and aquí podemos hacer, challenge. Okay, money invested.
Alan, Johnny, read that for you. That's for you to.
Dice, se nota lo europeo de tu compa. Yes, sir. Oui. Soy francés, güey.
So yo estoy diciendo Ryan Garcia gets knocked out in round 5 cold. Eli dice que se va a ir decision split ahí Tank. También dice lo mismo el Cherry. Tú, Johnny, you said under 6, but do you have a number?
I'm looking at maybe 3, round 3.
Wow.
Anyway,
You're not
it's
giving
gotta
a
be
shit.
quick, dude. It's gotta be quick. You gotta, I think.
I don't know.
Nah, not on 3, way. Maybe 5. but not in 3. Pero así como lo veo, güey, así como veo a los dos, like training, they're gonna go more than 7, 8.
Oh, y luego se me olvidó decir algo también. Otra cosa que no le puede ayudar a Ryan. Su coach es cuñado del promoter de Tank Davis. So, maybe le puede dar el game plan cómo ganar a Tank Davis porque es cuñado de su promoter.
Ya estás
I just
empezando
learned
las
that one. I just learned that one.
conspiracy theories, ¿verdad?
Sí, es una conspiracy theory. Aquí dice Jerry Payan. Ryan Garcia had never gained more than 10 pounds in his past fights. So the hydration clause shouldn't affect him. So si pesaba antes 135, that's 146. Right now he fights at 140, that should be 150. So técnicamente, he's going to be 4 pounds rehydrated. He needs that water. Can he make it back? I don't know. Ese es el pinche detalle, mi Jerry.
Look, what's on this side too is that Ryan way su youth, way. Usually a lot of guys así que ya están viejos, way, it affects them harder, la rehydration. Pero, I mean, Ryan todavía va a estar afectado regardless. Y, I mean, another thing that I forgot to mention is Tank does very well versus like tall fighters. Because he's only fought tall fighters. El único chaparrito fue el Pitbull, y el Pitbull sí, ahí andaban más o menos dándosela back and forth, but even that, Tank took it.
Pero Ryan has, love you, mama. Ryan Garcia has also fought more southpaws. Well, they're both southpaws, you know? Yeah, Ryan Garcia is southpaw, right?
No, he's orthodox.
Yeah, he's a southpaw, you know?
No, Ryan is, yeah.
I think Ryan Garcia is southpaw porque pega con la izquierda.
Orthodox, not way. It's orthodox, way.
Really?
Porque yeah, when people come
Entonces
in,
tiene power con las dos?
check hooks him. No, like su hook está enfrente, güey. So he's a.
Sí, no, pero Javier Fortuna, cuando noqueó a Javier Fortuna, le tiró era un left hook.
Lefty, yeah.
No, por eso, güey. Left hook.
Ajá.
This is orthodox. Right hand goes in the back.
Ajá.
Southpaw.
So this is your lead hand. This is your lead hand.
Your lead hand is a lefty when you're an orthodox.
Okay.
Your right hand in front is a southpaw.
Okay. Well, lo que estoy mirando que tienen todos power con las dos manos.
Pues sí tiene power con las dos manos, but he loves that hook in the front.
Sí, ¿y cómo se llama? So most of them will not have. Most fighters don't have powers with both. This is the first time that I actually noticed que Ryan Garcia. I thought he was a southpaw because he pega bien duro con la izquierda. So I was gonna say this: that Ryan Garcia has fought more southpaws than Ryan Garcia than Tank Davis has fought more southpaws. But you just said he's orthodox, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, su stance is orthodox, way, but he could be like De La Hoya, way. De La Hoya, he would fight orthodox, but he was naturally a southpaw. He'd always have his stronger hand in the front. That's why he would knock people out with the hook. Así.
Sí.
Quién sabe, puede ser que eso sí. Maybe he is a southpaw, strong hand in the front, but he fights in orthodox stance. Okay. Could be that.
Aquí dice Adrian Pitbull should have a rematch.
That's true.
Davis is scared. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree?
Eso va a ocupar una rematch. Yo pienso que se la regalaron ahí a Tank.
No, he lost.
Yeah, he lost, but he did a really good fight.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not saying that. Okay, maybe we should have a rematch. I don't really care for that fight, but because they're both on PBC, why not? Like, dejan que se maten los dos güeyes. Pero no, yo siento que no. Yo siento que ganó Tank Davis easily unos 7 rounds, 8 rounds. No era para que muchos dijeron que ganó. I didn't see that. I saw Tank Davis landing the better. Los mejores tiros los anotó better. Y el otro más estaba tirando wild hooks. Wasn't landing as much. Se cubría bien. Would I see a rematch? Why not? Bring it on. I would rather see Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz. I can show the world that Ryan Garcia can knock out Isaac Cruz. Lo dice aquí Jerry Payan que King is right. Tienes un fanático, yeah. And you're right about the orthodox.
Pues puede que sí sea eso, tío, de Ryan, pero another thing I forgot to mention, this is why I'm also leaning towards Tank knocking him out. If you know about punches, when you throw it, people that usually rely on hooks against a guy that throws a really good straight, and straight always slides.
Escucha mucho background noise.
Just because of the speed.
¿Quién está cocinando?
Cabrón, oye, like a lot of background music.
All right. Aguántanos así, No, okay, so yes, cuando alguien tira un hook, la straight siempre llega primero. Siempre llega primero.
Yeah,
'Cause
primero,
it's
yeah,
quicker.
has more reach. Yeah, it's one of the
Okay,
things
so-
I'm leaning in towards Tank.
So he said that he lost, but Tank felt the power. Pitbull wasn't. Okay. So he's agreeing with me that he did lose, but okay, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like me, como igual, yo digo, bring on the rematch. I know for a fact that Tank Davis is a win, and he's not gonna fight no one else que sea de otra company. So I would say, yeah, bring on a rematch. Why not? Before that, I would like to see like Isaac Cruz fight like a Frank Martin, something to build up to see. A ver si ya es de los. He's a top 10 in the division for sure, but I don't think he is what people think he is.
That's true. That's what see. There was also 2 weeks notice. You saw that?
Oh shit, espérame, que no está escuchando.
Se escucha como like extra sound.
Sí, se está mezclando acá. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. They didn't mute themselves. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Hasta que se llama. Según he muted himself, but I can hear him. El Cherry. Loira, dice esto, Jerry. He's putting an emphasis on the 2-week notice on the Pitbull Cruz fight. Jerry, all I can say is Tank Davis also had a 2-week notice. So does that really matter?
Oh, but it does matter. It does matter if Pitbull was not training. Tank was training, but he wasn't. Regardless, he wasn't training for Pitbull.
Wasn't Pitbull going to be in the undercard though?
Was he?
I think he was. So that he was like a replacement. Y a que lo mandaron a pelear someone else.
Mm. No,
If I
so
recall.
eso, then okay, there should be no excuses también. But you just never know. See, when you have a full camp, you get ready for a certain guy, a certain style, and it does affect you. But it is right. Tank also had to. It's basically he's fighting on a 2-week notice as well, a different fighter.
Sí. Now, going back to the, iba a decir algo de Ryan otra vez, de Ryan contra el Tank fight. You're saying that the straight will land then on that you see the knockout coming by a straight.
Yeah, left hand straight. Ahí su power hand.
Right. By any chance, do you think he can land that hook faster?
Dropped by Campbell.
Do you think he can land that hook faster than Tank's straight?
No. I think he's gonna try to, but it's just too obvious. I think Tank has he even mentioned it. He told Ryan, all you have is a really good hook. Tank has uppercuts and he has that left. He has that left and he has a lot of uppercuts. He has a lot of weapons.
All I can say is that
he does throw a nice right too, but the hook is his main go-to. He just tries to hook. He's like a Tito Ortiz, casi más o menos. No, Tito Ortiz. Tito Trinidad. Trinidad would always go. He would throw so many freaking hooks. Left hook, setup, left hook. Yeah, I mean, Bernard Hopkins figured that out and just knocked him out with the right hand.
Yep. Dice Jonathan vez, yeah, not the same training for a weak fight rather than a top fighter. The only thing I can say is Tank Davis, según, is a top fighter. In mis ojos, he's probably like a top 5, 4, 7, 8. He didn't really fight people from the division to be considered a top fighter.
What the? Did you say top 5? Y luego dices que he's not a top fighter?
Top fighter? Okay, so para mí, top fighters son los main
top
4.
3?
Los top 3, top 4.
All right.
Pero Isaac Cruz can be like a 10, and this fool is like a 5. So técnicamente están in the same round. Y yo más cuento cuando es un top fighter, serían los first 4 y el champion, o nomás los 4, ¿verdad? Que viene siendo en ese tiempo estaba Devin Haney, Shakur no había seguido, pero estaba Lomachenko, estaba Teofimo, and it wasn't George Kambosos, pero era Richard Comey was the other champion.
Oh, okay.
So ellos eran campeones, and Tank Davis never showed con quién peleó para ganarse un título at 135, like I'm the shit. You never fought no one. Hasta la fecha, you still haven't fought no one para que yo te dijera, yeah, you're top 5 or top 4, top 3. En mis ojos, nah. I feel like this fight is like number 4 versus number 6. And Ryan Garcia is not even in this division anymore.
Mm-hmm.
La razón que yo le hice big deal con las weights, because Tank Davis has actually fought at 140, and he made Ryan Garcia drop to 136. Kind of bullshit, if you ask me.
But still, he's trying to get all the advantages he can.
Look at the comments.
This was saying it's like saying I'm getting ready for a cheeseburger rather than a Big Mac. A Big Mac is not a good burger, though. That's a good one, though. I like that. As a metaphor. He brings in the money. He's a top fighter. No. Triple G was a top fighter. Canelo had never fought in that division. Do you consider Canelo a top fighter at 160 when he never fought at 160?
Triple G. Fuck.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, Canelo had never fought at 160. Triple G was a top fighter because he was beating everyone.
Yeah,
just because you make money does not make you a top fighter. That means you're just marking yourself better. Pinche Joy Joyce yesterday. Joy Joyce peleó contra Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang lo noqueó in 6 rounds. Zhilei Zhang was top 15. Joy Joyce was a top 6. Lo noqueó Zhilei Zhang, meaning que Zhilei Zhang was somebody that no one knew about. But just because you don't have a name, that does not mean you're not a top fighter. So, like, el dinero doesn't. It's como, this is like a fake, like lo dije in the beginning. This is like a fake mega fight or super fight because there's just the name. No han peleado con people to make them a superstar.
It's like así como, to be honest, like Ryan Garcia. I think just because he has a following, you could say he's. You can argue he's like Jake Paul, little mini Jake Paul. He has a big ass following, but yeah, you got to look at his resume. He really doesn't have that many fights. Tank todavía, un poco que otro. Like Leo Santa Cruz is a name. He was okay against Abner Mares. No. When they would have fights, they had fights. And Abner Mares and Louis Cruz, it was exciting fights. Doesn't say they were the top guys, but they built themselves up just because of fighting. They were doing good fights. Esos dos güeyes.
They were doing good fights.
But no way they were the best.
At 126. At 126, he brought him up to 130 in his first big fight contra un power puncher. Do you think that's fair?
What I'm saying is eso, like it looks good on your resume.
It looks good, but
yeah, Leo Santa Cruz, that's the name. But besides that, I mean, ¿cómo se llama el otro Cuban? El old Cuban fighter que he was a big. He should have been big. ¿Cómo se llamaba ese güey? No me acuerdo el cubano.
Sorry, güey.
No, as pay-per-view or DAZN, if a fighter that brings a lot of money is not a top fighter. They're a draw. Very different. Devin Haney is the... Okay, ahorita que van a pelear at 136, 135. Devin Haney is the guy. He's number 1. But he draws for shit.
Yep.
But no one cares about him. But he's the guy. Él tiene los 4 belts. But no one gives a shit. Lomachenko is probably number 2. No one gives a shit because he's from Ukraine. Number 3 is probably, you can say Tank, you can say Shakur. No one gives a shit. Shakur doesn't bring in numbers. Pero esos son los guys que están ganando. So the money doesn't make you a top fighter. It doesn't. The pay-per-view es más. Ahorita lo que vamos a decir también. Pay-per-view de Tank Davis no es like a big deal, güey. 200,000, 250. Pinche Canelo does that with Liam Smith, with Erislandy Lari. ¿Cómo? Erislanda Lara, that nobody fucking knew. Con pinche Liam Smith.
Adrian way, he's related to Al Heyman. He's probably PBC el way. PBC.
No, I see his point of view. I do see it. Porque como un fan que nomás mira lo que le enseñan, se puede mirar. It's true. They do bring in money, but that doesn't make you a top fighter. You're not fighting no one to be considered a top fighter. Teofimo Lopez noqueó a Richard Comey, who was number 4 of that division. And then he went and beats number 1, which is fucking, ¿cómo se llama? Lomachenko. And then he just didn't fight Devin Haney, who was like number 2 or number 4. He didn't fight him. He went on to go to lose to George Cambosos, which was like a number 6, number 7. Tank Davis has never fought them at all. A nadie de esos. So para mí, you're not a top fighter. You're just a money guy. That's what it is. Oh no, Eli.
I don't know, bro.
No. La pregunta es así, Eli. La pregunta es así. If you make money, are you a top fighter, or do you have to fight the top fighters to be a top fighter?
You make money. If you're making more money than them, yeah, you're the top fighter.
You're the
But-
top fighter.
Yeah,
So in your opinion.
in my opinion.
Okay. ¿Tú, el Cherry?
Es que, así como dice el Eli, güey. Or the comment earlier. Do you think pay-per-view or dance that care about that?
Yeah.
Pues podemos tener unos, ¿cómo se llama? Puedes tener a los mejores boxeadores, como dices de aquel vato que tiene 4 cinturones. Yo a quién no importa. You know, if you're not bringing the numbers, if you're not bringing the viewers, if you're not bringing the money, ¿a quién le importas?
Es
You know,
como en
you
el
can have
trabajo.
the best record, pero si nadie te ve,
But that
Es
doesn't,
como en el
okay.
trabajo. En el trabajo, you can be the best as fucking worker. Pero si otro güey trabaja menos y hace más dinero para la compañía que yo, que I'm the best worker, ¿a quién le van a ir, güey? Pues al otro güey. Even if I'm better
¿a
than him.
quién va a agarrar más atención?
Exactly.
So you would consider a top fighter money draw then? Not the guy who's beating the
It
guys.
depends how you see it. Which point? Si lo ves de fighting, like, de pelear,
Skills
he
pay the
might be a top
bills.
fighter. Pero si lo ves en la forma de money wise, I mean, he's a top fighter.
Si lo ves de una fighting perspective, ahorita el deporte es una mierda. Porque todo lo que les importa es las views y la feria.
Técnicamente,
Y no quieren perder.
técnicamente PBC es una mierda because ESPN is doing the fights that matter.
What's
Pero,
the,
again,
this is what
who's
I've always
watching?
seen, and I've always said this, is sooner or later, estos fake, I mean, not fake, real top fighters, they get exposed, like Canelo.
Yeah.
All this time, I knew he was going to lose eventually, and he was going to
No.
go down duro, aunque venda, güey, aunque venda y venda seats y todo. When he was in a facing Triple G, I was like, hell yeah, I even bet $1,000 again. He's going down. The game
Pero
draw.
todo el mundo
He don't get
pierde, todo el
lost
mundo
his first
pierde.
fight. Llegó contra, así, se creyó su propia hype. He bought his own hype, like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go tras el Ukrainian heavyweight champ, but I'm going to face Bivol first. And like, oh, Bivol's going to win his ass. Se miró feo, güey.
Hey, he's lucky they didn't fucking fight Better Beef because he would have knocked them out.
Yeah, Better Bean would have, like, just pummeled him.
He better be as a top fighter, but because he doesn't fucking sell.
Pero como
Nadie
estos
lo
fights, güey,
conoce.
de estas sí es cierto lo que dicen, se va a vender. Like Ryan Garcia y Tank Davis, it's going to sell.
Adrian is
Pero
asking,
sooner or later, they're going to get exposed. See, they haven't really. What Raul is saying, Ralas here is saying that they haven't. They're not the top of the top. Nothing says they're the top of the top. Para nada, they do sell, but they're not the top of the top. They're going to get exposed because they're not top fighters yet. They haven't fought the top como Shakur or Haney or Lomachenko. Les va a pasar lo mismo que Canelo si no se ponen las pilas and they don't really get grounded.
let me get back to Canelo, but first let me read this question. How many live fights have you guys seen? Just curious. The top fighters. Yo, 0.
Triple G, I was before he fought Canelo. Lo fui a ver at the forum. Yeah.
¿Tú, Cherry?
La otra vez se agarró putados un taxista con un vato de Uber, güey. No sé si esa cuente, güey. No es cierto, güey.
Right,
No
guys,
fights, Cherry? No.
No.
Eli?
No, I haven't seen none.
Okay.
Still live, no.
So I'm pretty sure he's gonna comment on that again. So you have your answers. Only Johnny. Okay, ya contestó. A ver.
I gotta go, guys.
forum,
I have to work
Le
tomorrow.
echaron un costal de papas.
Sí, it's true. Si le echaron un costal, I'm not gonna deny it. But you just see his power, pues. Like ahorita le hizo comment. I've been to a lot of live fights, like UFC, like a lot of MMA fights, UFC fights. Pero the boxing, the top one is Triple G. Fue la que fui a ver. Last Thursday, there was a fight night over here at the OC Fair, donde hubo live fights también. Este Thursday que viene no, pero el 27th también va a haber live fights. Go check them out, OC Fair. Like really good fights, like up and comers, dude. Pro debuters, otros que llevan 2-0, records.
Well, I know that ESPN does cards right there. Like ponen a sus top fighters que no venden y como a las girls las manda ya a pelear porque no venden, but they're top fighters in their division.
Mhm.
Going back to the Canelo thing, güey.
So,
Estaría
I
bueno
gotta
ir.
go by. I gotta go
You
by.
have to put into perspective las weights. Que él empezó at 147 and he has moved up 5 divisions to fight Bivol, who actually started at 175. Pero Bivol was honestly a better fighter. Even if the fight happened at 168, I still saw Bivol winning. Pero it's not exposing Canelo. Because Canelo already fought Caleb Plant. He fought fucking ¿cómo se llama? Billy Joe Saunders. He fucking fought dime todos los nombres. Y ellos son undefeated fighters that actually fought people. Como Caleb Smith fought George Groves. ¿Cómo se llama? Billy Joe Saunders le ganó a John Ryder, que Canelo va a pelear right now. Le ganó a Chris Eubanks Jr., who was undefeated, which I think he's still trash. Pero he's a big name, como dice Adrian, he's a top fighter because he sells money. Well, Chris Eubanks is ass for me, pero vendía money. Le ganó David Lemieux, who had a lot of fucking power in his hand. So este güey tenía un good fucking resume coming into the Canelo fight. Y este güey le quebró la puta cara. Like that's not exposing a fighter. That's le ganaste. You just lost to a bigger, great fighter. When you're a smaller, great fighter. Like I said, better beef, even though he doesn't have a name and nobody knows him. Canelo, you should stay away from better beef. He's gonna knock you out, and I'm sorry, he'll probably like full 16 fights, 16 knockouts, like 100% knockout ratio. Y son güeyes que pegan para matar, güey. Like I see they feel like that fool like es mi ídolo, güey. Like, I can't miss the fights even if it's in Russia. Me gusta estar ahí a las 3 de la mañana mirando las peleas because you know you're gonna get action and blood.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Good night.
Está bien, Eli. You have a good one.
Nos vemos.
Good energy.
See you next time.
Sí.
Keep in touch.
Arre. Dice, OC Fair, mejor miro Raúl versus our super. Sí le gano. No.
Arrow.
No, dice,
No, pues fíjate, I even like hasta yo dije, damn, I should hit up Raúl porque I want to go see the fights el Thursday. They're good. They're all good. Vamos a invitar a la Adrián, güey. Lo vamos a meter al ring, güey. Vamos a ver.
Aquí dijo Jerry Payan, Daniel Jacobs. I don't know what he meant by that. Top fighter, maybe? It must have been when we were talking about the Canelo. Oh, yeah, Daniel Jacobs, get a champion. He's a good fighter. He's a 2-division champion. So, yes, Daniel Jacobs. Adrian Sparta, Ghost, or Dead. I'm not sure to who is he commenting on that. Maybe what I said, que sí le gano a mi supervisor.
Ching is.
Ese pinche don, güey, tiene una panzota.
You're not going to miss. You hit the body. You go for that body, you're not going to miss.
Lo lástima que se fue Eli, pero yo quise decir como de ahorita que todavía está Adrián, hopefully he's still listening. Let's say if Tank Davis were to fight Devin Haney and Devin Haney le gana for 12 rounds without knocking him out. 12 rounds is sad. 12 rounds to nothing. Te mandó a la escuela and he schooled you. That means that you don't know how to fight. And that's what I see that fight. I see 10, 11 or 12 rounds to 2 or 0 because that's what Tank is. You're not a top fighter. I do know that if Shakur Steve, Devin Haney va a pelear contra Lomachenko. I got a feeling if Haney wins, he's going to drop all the belts, and guess who's going to pick one up? Tank Davis. It's obvious. It's obvious he's going to pick one up. Si gana Devin Haney. But if Lomachenko gana and he keeps those belts, he's not going to fight him because they've been fucking asking for that fight for 5 years already. Y no quiere. He doesn't want to fight Lomachenko. They were 126. No, perdón, at 130, and now they're 135. They still don't want to fight Lomachenko, who's considered one of the great fighters of this era, but nobody knows him. Like it's kind of sad, pero ni modo. I'm debating on going to Ryan versus Tank, 4K good seats. Ooh, save your money, bro. That shit's not gonna last 6 rounds.
No, regálame los 4K, güey, mejor.
Regálame los 4K. That's
no,
pero is that good seats or arriba, like in the bleacher seats?
Pinche nosebleeds, güey, en los roller coaster rides.
¿Son los nosebleeds o son acá abajito, like la mitad?
No, los baños. Te ponen así, güey, te amarran en el asiento y hasta miras hacia abajo, güey, así.
Loki, esa es la excusa. Dice que 4K los seats, pero se va a 4K a Las Vegas.
4K la televisión, güey, la calidad de la tele, güey. Va a estar viéndolo en 4K.
Ándale. A ver, espera, ya lo puse, se me hace. Aquí está.
Middle
Dice
level.
que son middle level.
Va.
Middle level, 4,000 for a super fight that is not a top fighter.
Per person? 4,000 per person?
Yeah, most
4,000
likely.
per person.
Damn.
Damn.
Imagínate, vas tú y con tu esposa, ya son 8.
Mira, mejor guárdate el dinero para September y ve mira Canelo contra Bivol o Canelo contra Benavides en September. That'll be a better fight and it's going to be 20 times, va a durar 12 rounds for sure. Y si
A
es
lo mejor
Benavides, maybe
guárdatelos para
dura más.
mayo.
No, en mayo va a pelear en Guadalajara, güey.
Va a ser
No,
una
pero mayo es
chica.
mi cumpleaños y nos chingamos todos en una barra.
Sí, güey.
Te vas a divertir más, güey. Va a durar más eso que la pelea.
That's my opinion. If it's 4,000, just save it for the Canelo fight. Maybe
Yeah.
they're not the tickets might not be the same. It might be more expensive, but vale más tu precio pagando Canelo versus Benavides or Canelo versus Bivol too. It's just a bigger fight y con actual top fighters.
I think
Johnny,
it's a better fight.
a better fight. Okay, so you would say save your money for this one?
Yeah, save the money. Yeah, just go to the next one. Go to the Canelo. What is it? Canelo Bivol or Canelo Benavides?
O la de UFC contra la de, ¿cómo se llama? Brandon Moreno.
I don't know the other guy. Where's it going to be at? Right here in Anaheim or in Las Vegas?
Creo que va a ser en Las Vegas esa. If I'm not mistaken. A
Estoy
ver.
mirando la undercard ahorita de Ryan Garcia to see if it's worth it. Ryan Garcia versus Tank undercard. Y para empezar, like at least maybe you can have a good co-main event. Even that, I don't think. ¿Cómo se llama? Give me a second.
Dile mejor al Adrian, güey, que se ahorre su feria y se vaya a ver la de Jake Paul contra Nate Diaz, güey.
You think it's gonna be a real fight, esa? I don't even want to talk about that shit. Oh, since we're still in the realm of the predictions, the conspiracy que les dije earlier, I want to tell you about the Canelo conspiracy. Que
A ver.
Era cuando noqueó a Sergey Kovalev. Era conspiracy porque won the rehydration thing. Y luego empezó muy tarde because the UFC fight was on. Dicen que aquí va la conspiracy. Nunca nadie había jamás noqueado a Sergey Kovalev así de feo. That's one. That's like a what the fuck? A smaller guy is knocking him out? What the fuck? Like something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Two. Dicen que the lead up to the song es pura español. When it hits 11th round, you hear Snoop Dogg. Como que esa es la clue. And that's the clue, like, oh shit.
To like go down?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's around there I go down. Lo noquea chingón. Before the fight started, they showed Kovalev on the ropes, como, oh, lo voy a noquear, without them knowing, like, cómo va a noquear a Sergey Kovalev. He has one of the best chins in the division. Nomás lo ha noqueado 2 times, pero no así de feo. Y the last one was, si perdía la fight, he had to sign for Golden Boy for $10 million. Why would Golden Boy sign the loser for $10 million?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the conspiracy que se dejó tirar. I still blame the rehydration clause. I still blame that this fool was coming from a war in Russia, así de trancazo, que casi lo noquearon. Like, this fool was like muerto. Que dicen que si la fight fuera anywhere in the world, it would have been stopped. But because this fool's Russian and he fought in Russia, en su hometown, le dejaron la chance de sobrevivir ese round. Y aquel güey se cansó y lo noqueó in the next round. Because that fool threw everything at him, everything.
Yeah, Russia's
known. The fight was
for...
like in late August, and the Canelo fight happened in November, like early November. So no tuvo tanto chance de descansar. So haz de cuenta que he went from camp to a war to camp to get knocked out. That's what I say, que yo para mí no era it wasn't a theory. It was just that this fool was exhausted. Y ya no pudo más.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that after that, Sergey Kovalev has never been knocked out again. So it makes you think que si realmente era conspiracy. Dice aquí, Nate Diaz es mi compa. Didn't he lose his money the other day? We fucking bet it on... Oh, no, I bet it on Ferguson. Fuck Nate Diaz. Y lo, puso otro comment aquí. I can't put a pic si no la ponía. La pic de que. Oh, de que su compa. Just kidding. Saw him in Vegas in this last Canelo fight. Oh, yeah, you did show me. He did show me the picture. O sea, cuando estaba con ese güey. Took a pic with him.
No, pero la quiere meter aquí, güey. La quiere presumir el perro.
The only way is if he joins the stream y luego le enseña así con su teléfono así.
Look, guys, this is me.
Bueno,
Like I said, if you're planning to watch the fight in your TV, if you're planning to drink with your homies, get drunk on the undercard. Y la undercard is not even that good. Ya mire que también pura vale verga. Va a pelear pinche Gabe Rosado.
No,
Fucking Gabriel
mames.
Rosado, who has like 16
¿Quién?
fucking losses. Contra el güey que lo noqueó en 2 rounds. I Beck the Bully. Beck the Bully. Va a ser una rematch. Vale verga, ¿verdad? Y I forgot who was the actual co-main event, no dice aquí. Pero that's one fight that I know that is gonna be in that.
compitas, me tengo que desconectar, tengo que ir a trabajar mañana.
Sí, está bien, está bien.
Ahora los veo.
Sí,
Carrie.
arre.
Otra. Chido.
So it's just you, me, and you in the comment sections.
And Adrian.
And Adrian, if he's still there, I'm surprised that he's awake this late. Se va a dormir temprano el cabrón.
No, es que quiere presumir a su compa Jake Paul, güey, y a Nate Diaz, güey.
I'm debating. Oh, actually, I think I did bet on. No, I haven't bet on that fight. I bet on the Ryan fight. I bet it on Ryan Garcia. Tras tacos de birria.
What? En esta fight que viene, güey. No, güey. ya prepara
Dice,
los tacos,
presumir,
güey.
no. Si te quisiera presumir, subiría la de Márquez. Ah, la verga.
¿Quién, güey? Lucky Punch Marquez? Is that who he's talking about?
You think it's Lucky Punch?
Overhand? Yeah, Lucky Punch, overhand Marquez.
Nah, that shit wasn't lucky. Right? Yeah, like before I used to say that. Now I do believe que he timed them y con la force que venía Pac-Man, lo durmió el güey.
Mira, güey, el punch wasn't lucky. But the sequence that happened, para mí sí fue luck, güey. Porque en esta fight, pero es que también, you know what, le llamo luck and no luck. Así half and half. ¿Por qué? Just because cuando pelea un southpaw contra un orthodox, se trompiezan un chingo en los pies, güey. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a battle of the positioning of los pies, güey.
Sí.
Y en ese momento, madres, he just happened to clip the foot y go right into that right hand, valiendo madres. Like cayó como un pinche muerto, eh.
Ahí está hablando en la screen.
¿Qué dice el compa? Lucky Punch Marquez, the man himself. No, I like Marquez. Marquez, he's a fucking badass combo boxer.
Do you
Just
still rate
almost
him
perfect.
over Canelo?
Más
de mexicano.
If it was like a pound for pound, yes, over Canelo, sí.
Sí, todavía.
Yeah. Porque Canelo, te digo, hasn't shown anything, but he's very explosive. Pero he just hasn't fought the wars and the quality fighters that Marquez has fought.
Pero is that his fault, though?
No, it's not his fault. Nada más que he hasn't fought him.
Es
Pero
como yo digo
the thing is like, is it Canelo's? I mean, is it Marquez's fault que he's gone into these wars tampoco? I mean, they were just there.
Oh, shit. I know that one, mira. The otra fun fact.
¿Qué dice?
Played a few poker hands with him.
Ah, perro.
So I'm guessing this fool goes to the casinos all the time cuando hay una big fight y es como conoce a los big fighters.
Ándale, güey, se espera como groupie afuera del hotel. Vio al Marquez sentado, güey, y se fue a sentar a un lado a jugar blackjack.
He's like, ahí mero voy a sentarme con él.
Hey, that's how you get the pictures, bro. You gotta wait for him outside el hotel.
That's true.
Ya me lo
That's
salió.
true.
Hey,
I
yo
know
tengo
that
pictures,
Golden.
Con Vince McMahon y con The Rock, güey. Yo me esperaba fuera de los hoteles, güey. Yeah. I got pictures of them
I know
too.
that Golden Boy cada vez que peleaba Canelo and he would do the shows in Vegas, this fool would always go like, si la fight era en MGM, siempre estaban los casinos ahí like still promoting. Like I met a couple of friends that took pictures with him, but they just went to Vegas. They didn't go to see the fight. Y ya cuando regresan, oiga, fíjate con quién me tomé fotos.
Pero es que it's another atmosphere, dude. Cuando vas ahí en fight night and like fight weekend or fight day, it's just another. I think I did it once with my brothers and sisters. Fuimos a ver cuando Anderson Silva was fighting Chael Sonnen for the second time. Y así que en la first time he almost with a triangle submission, casi he ended up beating Chael Sonnen after being dominated. Y pues la rematch was being hyped a lot. Y me acuerdo que fuimos a Vegas y damn, it was just like, you feel it, like all casinos, todo allá Vegas felt like it's a big ass fight fucking coming up. Yeah, y por eso, I mean, I would see why he goes to Vegas during those big ass fights. Fucking badass shit.
Never that groupie, don't like that.
Never like
yeah? He just runs into them then. By luck.
He just runs into them, ándale.
Dicen que suerte los que no se bañen, pues.
Pues el perro ahí.
And it is Vegas, so. No, cierto.
Lucky punch Adrian.
Lucky punch Adrian.
No, pues sí, like eso, como dices tú earlier, it's not his fault, the Marquez. It's not his fault, the Canelo hasn't gotten those quality opponents. Pero, I mean, Canelo, what I do respect about him is that he's looking for, like, challenges. Like, he's just looking for them. Even though sometimes they're kind of, you got to think about it, it's like, is it really a challenge he's looking for, or why is he going to the easiest belt he can get? Así, why doesn't he face the top guy?
En el beginning se miraba así. En el beginning. Ahora, como está diciendo Adrian, me dice, Raul says that I don't know anything about boxing, but I just like watching the good stuff when I can. And it's true, like, he knows, like, some of the bigger names and all that. Pero yo cuando le digo, esta va a ser una good fight, is because I know like, on the lower cards, even if they're not a big name, I know that that's a big fight. Como Naoya Inoue contra Stephen Fulton, which happens in May. That's a big fight in Japan. Y aquí nadie nos conoce a los dos. Like, nobody knows that. Naoya Inoue went undisputed. He's on his 4th division, fighting the guy who beat the guy who has 2 belts. The number 1 guy versus the number 1 guy in this division, and he's moving up, challenging him. He told him, I want to fight you. Y muy diferente cuando dice este güey, el big guy, oh, come and fight me. Muy diferente. Y cómo se llama, porque like, cuando lo dice el bigger guy, it looks like es como cuando Canelo peleó contra Bivol. He went up, and the big guy just accepted. Is that right? You want to take this beating? I'll give you this beating. Pero cuando dice el big guy, hey, tú ven, peleame. Like, say, why are you picking on the little guy?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Como yo siempre he dicho, going to Canelo and David Benavidez, I've always said David Benavidez might not win the fight, but we want to see it. Like I would not. Honestly, I would rather watch the Benavidez fight before he fights Bivol again, because I'm like, si Bivol te gana otra vez, I feel like it won't be as fun anymore if you fight Benavidez, because you already lost twice to the same guy, and Benavidez, I don't know. Like for me, en lo personal, I wouldn't like that anymore. I think I would rather him fight Benavidez and then go fight Bivol.
That's the thing is, lo que dices tú, it's better to go the way you said it, simply because Canelo, if he loses against Bivol, what are people going to say? Oh, he's washed up. Yeah. No longer in his prime. Yeah, he's done. Y luego, then he fights David. It's like, no tiene la same hype.
Sí. Y luego, otra cosa, cuando dijeron que, he got old, cuando peleó contra Triple G la Part 3, que porque no lo noqueó. Oh, he ain't knocked him out. He got old. No lo noqueó. I'm like, well, let's see where Triple G's at in the next fight. I'm like, if he fights someone his weight, and that other fool, like if it was Jaime Munguia, and Jaime Munguia can't knock him out, then that means it's Triple G who's still fucking good. And he was just old and he couldn't fight on a higher class, competing with a great special fighter. Ahora qué dice, a ver. I'm going to drink my last Pacifico. Oh, that's why ya está pedo, con razón está aquí todavía.
Ya está pedo, le falta una más y ya las da como dice Jenny Rivera, güey, se las va a dar a otra. Hey, wait, talking about that shit about beer, dude, I just saw like a fucking TikTok, dude. Have you tried this one? Dicen echa Yakult y cerveza clara, güey. Que dicen que tastes fucking bomb.
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've seen it on Instagram. Pero I don't like Yakult, so I'm like, me da miedo. Like, no me da miedo, I'm just not gonna drink it. But that's una cerveza que se va a ir a la basura. Yeah, like maybe if I get like half of the Pacifico, No, but yeah, I think you have to put the whole thing, huh? Para que sepa bien, según.
Pero tiene que ser cerveza clara, güey, no oscura.
Oh, cerveza clara.
Yeah, cerveza clara, güey.
The
No
Corona,
Pacific.
Modelo,
Yeah.
Budweiser.
No mames, güey, pinche Budweiser te va a volver manita quebrada, güey. Ya valió shit. Te va a volver a Marcus fan.
Maybe one day you'll meet him. Maybe one day.
Nah. Marcus, fucking badass motherfucker. Pero como decías, güey, what you were saying before.
¿De qué?
Ahorita lo que estabas diciendo de Triple G, like, if Munguia fights him y todo, you know.
Sí, ajá. So, no, lo que quería decir, like, Canelo couldn't knock out Triple G. Dicen, oh, Triple G estaba viejo. He was moving up and he couldn't knock him out. That means that Canelo's washed. I'm like, but what happens when Triple G moves back down to 160 at an older age? And let's say he fights Munguia. He fights Charlo. He fights Ali Minganuli.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't knock him out, that means that it wasn't Canelo. Is that Triple G's just a bad motherfucker? So that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I think Triple G already retired because he let go all of his belts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it for Triple G. No ha escuchado nada. Last thing I heard was that he was gonna fight Jaime Munguia, but no sé. I think that's it for him.
What do you think? How do you see that fight going? If it does happen,
I think Triple G beats him.
Porque why?
Jab. He'll jab his ass all the way.
You don't see Munguia like getting in there.
I feel he can get in there. He could get in there. I don't see him rocking Triple G because I don't feel like no one can rock Triple G. That fool's chin is too much. Pero esa jab que tiene Triple G, if he can put Canelo at bay, all the runners at bay and all that, he can definitely put Munguia at bay. Y I just don't know if Triple G would have the power or the strength to keep Munguia down. Like si lo pueda noquear. I don't think I can see that anymore. But I do feel like he can win easily a fight, maybe a majority decision,
mm-hmm.
con puro boxing. Jab, straight, jab, block, jab, así, porque Munguia is not that hard to beat. It's just that Munguia has a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he has. I think he has to. Did you guys see Charlo talking shit on Davis and Broner? I actually have not seen that. There's a video. No, I have not seen that. I might have to look for it. I don't see. Well, son de different camps. Even though they're from the same organization, they probably don't get along because this fool's from Baltimore, Broner's from Cleveland, and Charlos are from Houston. Y they're loud, los tres. So, I mean, why would he be talking shit on them if they're smaller than him, though? Es el pedo. I only consider one Charlo a Charlo, the other one's a bitch. El big Charlo is a bitch. Baby Charlo, he's a bad motherfucker. Y lo que te decía, going back to Triple G, en Munguia, like, cuando Munguia quiso pelear contra Charlo last year, I was all in, dije, Charlo hasn't fought in a year, Munguia is not strong, like, I did see Munguia knocking out Charlo,
mm-hmm.
and if they were to fight ahorita, Munguia has been fighting a lot of soft opposition también, so ya como que, like, it's time for him to fight a big fight. Yeah, it's too much. I'm like, yeah, güey, it's like, se pasan de verga. They're protecting you. ¿Para qué? Like, just go fight your fight.
Yeah, es cierto. He hasn't been fighting any, like, top ahorita.
¿Cómo dices?
He hasn't fought anybody that's, like, top. El Munguia. Como que lo quieren inflar su record, pero I mean, too much is too much.
Liam Smith is a great name on his resume. Liam Smith, after the Munguia fight, he's been winning a lot of fights, like contra big names. So that's a good name on his record. Spike O'Sullivan was okay for his time when he beat him. I'm not going to say that it's un nombre, but it's like a competitive name. Torreno Johnson, el que le rompió el pinche labio.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he was considered a strong puncher, and he was also going to fight un strong puncher. So like, oh, van a mirar a ver quién tiene más golpe. And Munguia showed you that he fucking obliterated that fucking lip. Like, así que se lo abrió todo. Like, it was nasty. And it was during COVID time, so se miró el pinche labio, cómo se va creciendo para arriba. It was sick. But that's about it. Like, ya de ahí, I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going to happen with you. Like, ya no sé, but like, in a way, I feel bad when fighters get protected too much. Because I'm like, I don't know if that's the fighter's choice or the promoter, and that's what's ruining boxing. Because you don't allow these guys to have their big fights, their big moments.
Yo lo que pienso que pues eso, como dijimos hace un rato, como yo lo dije, arruinó eso like Mayweather, like the money. The money was first, and then there was the quality of the fights. I was like, shit. Shit. Y ahorita, como dices tú, I'm pretty sure like it sounds like a lot of promoters are just protecting their fighters, their investments. They don't want them to like possibly lose value because they lose against a top competition. Pero como se llama así, like earlier you mentioned, que a lot of fighters have a lot of defeats in their records, but they're considered the like all-time bests. Yeah.
Look at Roy Jones Jr. If this fucker would have retired cuando peleó contra Joe Calzaghe, he would have been considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, pound for pound. But because this old motherfucker decided to keep on going and fighting, he's been losing by knockout. Tuvo like otras like 7 defeats more. And I'm like, why? Why you have to get like, es que es el amor al deporte. Mira pinche Chávez que está peleando exhibition fights. I'm like, I know cocaine's expensive, but fuck.
Que Chávez ya lleva que como 10 goodbye fights.
Well, según era la first one, que no me acuerdo cuál exhibition tuvo que era la first one. Y dijo, you know what, I like this exhibition, so I'll keep on going. So I think he did like 2 or 3 more. Y luego peleó contra Arce, and that was his goodbye fight. And then tuvo otras 2 more fights, and okay, this is my goodbye fight. From what I heard, I think he's going to fight again.
Sí, va a pelear otra vez. I heard que he's going to fight y va a traer los juniors ahí con él.
Está como el last time I brought it up with my brother. I told him, if Chavez Jr. were to fight Jake Paul knocks him out. He knocks him out. Y dicen que no, que porque there's a real boxer. I'm like, it's just that you haven't seen where Chavez Jr. is at.
Oh, yeah. I was listening to that. I was watching this. I was like, oh, man, these guys, what the fuck? They haven't seen como Anderson Silva, like, really, like, he schooled Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
It's like...
Look at cuando miré la de Daniel Jacobs contra Chavez Jr. That was turning into a bad fucking fight porque se estaban agarrando. Y nomás sentí un poquito power. Yeah, I quit. Yeah, no puedo.
Anyway.
Like, come on, dude. Y luego sí dice, that I completely agree with this one with Adrian. Chavez Jr. is a joke. I would say he started becoming a joke after Fonfora knocked him out. Yeah, like even when he sold the Chavez the Chavez contra Canelo, like a lot of people ate it up. I'm like, bro, it's not a fair. Like, one, the rehydration clause que estaba hablando hace ratito. But Chavez ya no es nada. Yeah, there's only been one guy that knocked him out officially. But that was at 175. Yo sí dije que Canelo no lo iba a noquear. And when Canelo said, es que lo quise humillar. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Es más humillación si lo noqueas, no que if you just hit him hard. But that was... It sucks that Chavez... Es como siempre pasan con los padres, pues, que el padre siempre, if he's a beast, su son no llega a hacer eso.
Nah,
Diego Maradona didn't have a kid. Hugo Sanchez. Fucking... who else had a kid? Chavez con Chavez Jr.
Fucking Michael Jordan.
Sus kids don't even fucking play basketball.
They play, but they suck. They're not good.
Did they play?
Yeah, they play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They play, but they're not good. También tengo como Chavez, like the both juniors. Cuando empezaron, su career it looked promising. Pero yo también decía in the back of my head, dije, fuck, usually the juniors, they never make it just because they siempre tienen esa self-doubt que I want to be, they're in the shadow of their dad y luego dicen, no, I want to be different. Me quiero salir de la shadow, pero el pedo es de que no sé por qué pasa eso, güey. Siempre from the greats whose kids are they never amount to what their dads were. Y lo igual con el junior, güey. I was a fan of him. I would watch his fights. I was excited for the fucking Maravilla fight. I was like, oh fuck, he got his ass whooped in the last round. I was like, oh shit, there's actually some hope. Valió madres, güey.
Valió madres. Sorry, but that's not always the case. I'm pretty sure he's referring when I said que es más humillación cuando noqueas a alguien que soltarle 12 vergazos. If a guy's talking shit, don't you want to knock him out? Oh, he's talking about los hijos, Erling Haaland. That's the only exception, though, bro. No, it's funny because I was gonna bring him up right now. He's saying that that's not the case, as in el papá de Haaland era bueno y el pinche morro Haaland is also fucking good. It's true, it's true. But name me another one.
But te digo, there's always así you can't out of 10, one que salga así. I mean, there's always an exception. Rare. It's very rare.
In boxing, Chris Eubanks Jr., which I brought him up, su papá, fucking bad motherfucker. Champion y todo. Su hijo, vale verga.
Yep.
Dice que, Chaco Jiménez, ese es mi gallo. Lástima que salió del Cruz Azul. Yo quería que saliera del Atlas. Fuck, ya me chingó todo. They named another name.
Name one more. Motherfucker.
Actually, el Chaquito salió better que su papá porque está en Europe.
Sí.
I mean, I know that maybe tenía better connections.
Chicharito, no mames.
Técnicamente, he's right.
¿Cómo, pinche Chicharito, güey?
Su papá jugó. That's why he's Chicharito, el otro era el Chicharo. Los chingó, güey. We can't win the fight right here.
Chicharito, ya, güey, hasta ya nos aventó lumbre, güey.
Los chingó, güey.
Este güey ya tomó mucho, güey. Ya cut him off, güey. La Pacífico, güey.
La Pacífico le dio extra power.
Papá y grandpa, chingues.
Oh, su grandpa también jugó? I didn't know that one. Oh, shit. I don't know my history. My Chivas history. Hablando de eso,
all right, pues vamos a cambiarle, güey. Instead of 1 out of 10, it's 3 out of 10, güey. 3 out of 10. Salen bien, güey. 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. But that's soccer. No es cierto. No, ahorita vas a sacar el boxing. Yeah, no, I didn't know that he was, but I believe
perro, güey, cada rato. Look it up.
No, I've always said it. When you want to bring a fight, a debate, you got to bring your facts. Because if you bring your facts, you just can't fight it all. It's all.
Hey, I'm taking your word on all these fuckers porque esos yo no los conozco, güey. Nada más conozco Chicharito. Chaco Jiménez, who the fuck is that?
You don't know
Erling
Chaquito?
Haaland, tampoco. Chicharito.
You don't know Haaland? You know,
Jiménez
pinche European soccer.
No, I don't know.
Is it which Manchester City, güey? Es el ruso, el pinche
el
white
pinche
boy.
blonde guy?
Yeah.
Perro, su dad was good?
Yeah, his dad was fucking good.
Oh,
y este el morro se me hace que está saliendo better. El Chaquito Jiménez es el hijo de Chaco Jiménez.
Sí, I don't know that guy. But Haaland, I just know him by how he looks. I've seen him play, but I just don't know his name.
So, I'm pretty sure you know who's Chaco Jiménez then, right?
No. Te digo, güey.
Cristian Jiménez, who played for Pachuca, played for Cruz Azul.
Te digo, I was a Cuauhtemista, bro. All I said was Cuauhtémoc, and Cuauhtemilla, and pissing on your fucking goalie.
He's técnicamente Chaco Jiménez, el papá, is part of that generation con Cuau. So, él le trajo el campeonato al Pachuca. He was like a big deal in Pachuca con Calero and all them. Y luego se vino a Cruz Azul and he couldn't do the same thing. Pero ya, he finished his career en Cruz Azul. Metió a su hijo. He had his kid in Argentina, but he's Mexican. Y metió a su hijo a Cruz Azul. Y a los 20 años se fue para Europe.
Oh, sí, ya lo vi, güey. Ya sé quién es Chaco Jiménez. I looked him up. Yeah, I know who he is.
Y el Chaquito ahorita tiene 19 goals en Europe. Like, apenas tiene 1 year in Europe y ya tiene 19 goals.
Chingado, Chaquito. Parece pinche pretty boy.
Pretty boy, yo le digo que es el futuro de México.
The Mexican soccer team?
Yes, because he plays for the national team of Mexico, and he's 21. So that's the future right there.
Sí, pero ya viendo el Chaco Jiménez, el dad, sí, I know who he is. Ese sí ya me acordé.
So Cristian Jiménez, so like he's part of that generation. Igual que Erling Haaland, su papá era una verga, and this Haaland, the kid, well, bro, lo que hace el güey, he's big, he's fast, pinche goal poacher. Y eso es un goal poacher lo que es, pero da miedo el güey, like the way that he just pushes defense y como si fueran pinche straw. Haz de cuenta como si fuera como tú contra Carlitos just chocando. Así haz de cuenta que así no es like if I were to be a pro, I would not like to face a player like that. Fuck that. Always así, dice 6'4", 180 pounds. That's what he is. Yo soy 187, no, perdón, 183, but I'm 5'9". So imagínate, está más alto que yo y luego, I'm pretty sure que ese es 180 de puro muscle, yo soy 183 de pura cerveza. Sí, like that fool. it's a bright future for us soccer fans when it comes to that. Y luego,
Didn't he sign like a big ass fucking contract? I see,
Con
like
Manchester
one of the
City.
biggest ones,
Yeah.
huh?
Con City, yes. And people don't know this, but he was born in England, so he would have been at the World Cup, pero prefirió irse con Norway, which is it's a no team. Yeah, está riendo de ti, güey. Or maybe yo que dije que de cerveza. Remember, they're in a a little delay. They're in a little delay. A ver, ¿qué dijo otra? Hakimi winning though. Oh, Hakimi, did you hear that? He's not talking about the soccer. He's talking about the divorce.
The what?
Okay, so Hakimi was married to this woman. He made a big contract con PSG. Y pues tiene su dinero. So all of a sudden, Hakimi's wife wants to divorce him. Right?
Yeah.
So cuando van a corte to get divorced, she ends up finding out que todo el dinero que tiene este güey, his mom owns. So todo su contract is under his mom. Todo su dinero, toda su casa, todo is under his mom. So technically, this fool doesn't own the shit. He doesn't own anything. So 50% se tienen que split. So he ended up winning the case y le quitó dinero a su mujer.
Sí, güey, es lo que escuché. Ya me acordé quién estás hablando.
1 million.
Básicamente fue al revés.
Yeah.
The girl ended up paying for him because she makes more money than him now on paper.
Oh, no, actually, I think he was talking about the actual soccer contract. My bad. I thought he was talking about the divorce.
The fucking wife taking all the fucking money. Puro Chile, güey.
Imagine que ahora sí te dijera la girl, ay, no, I'm sorry. Come back to me. No.
Shit, a la verga.
You wanted my money. Fuck that.
Damn, dude. Like, fucking bullshit. He's going to have to write a paper on that. Yeah, this is how you do it, boys.
Como muchos dicen que Mbappe iba a tener las puertas abiertas after Messi and Cristiano retired for him to win all the golden Ballon d'Or porque que no hay nadie, ¿verdad? Que can compete with him. Pero ya con Haaland, that was going to be like the Messi Ronaldo thing. The only difference is that Mbappe plays in France and this one plays in England. So las únicas competitions that they might do is just stats y si algún día se enfrentan en la UEFA.
La Champions, huh?
Oh, there you go. So he was talking about divorce. He's getting 1 million euros per month from the divorce that he makes that. So lo que se ganó el güey.
No, I think he's talking about the 1 million euros he was getting paid by the club.
No, porque he won the case and 1 million euros a month contract.
De esta pedo, Adrián, güey.
The divorce, but he makes that. A ver.
PSG money.
He's making fun of us because we don't know what the fuck he's talking. PSG money. Okay, so he's making 1 million a month. Euros. I thought he was talking about the divorce. Oh, okay.
But sí me acuerdo, güey. They were splitting así. He was making 1 million a month contract, the PSG, but I think it was 70%, I believe, or 80% was going towards a su mom. Y lo demás se le iba directamente a él. So it's very basically bien poquito feria que se le iba a él to sustain his lifestyle, pues.
De 1 millón se está llevando como 300, 200,000. Yeah.
80%, there you go.
80%. Fuck. Tanto he trusts his mom that much para que le dé el 80%.
Pero es que I think he's Muslim, dude, so he's got to, dude.
Is it a religion thing or what?
No, in Muslim, the man is the one that así you honor their parents y todo eso. And the wife and I think Islam, they're only like, let's say it's something they go to like divorce court or some kind of court, they only get half a vote against one solid vote from a man. Pero están jugando in Europe. So he has to take into account he's in a different culture, different laws, different rules. So who else would you trust?
Okay.
Okay, give it to your mom.
I wish I did that 1 million in a year. Shit, I mean.
Porque as soon as I heard that shit, así que su name, dije, damn, he looks like he's like Middle Eastern. Y diciendo que todo se lo da a su mom, le dije, fuck, hell yeah, good thing. That's a good ass fucking thing.
He's from Morocco. Es de Marruecos el güey.
Sí, güey. Sí,
I wish he wishes. I wish I could just make 200,000 a year. y que esté happy parándome every morning.
Dale.
Yeah, porque la vida es dura. La vida es dura. You can talk about sports and all that and how much these motherfuckers make. Como apenas me di cuenta porque un Ukrainian told me. Usyk, when he fought AJ the second time, se llevó 75 million. Who the fuck knows where that money's at? Porque dice que cuando regresó a Ukraine, nomás tenía $4 million.
What?
So I don't know how much they taxed him, or if he has another bank account in like Saudi Arabia where the fight happened. Pero que según from everything that he was taxed and everything, he only kept 4 million. So I'm like, this fool didn't bring all the money. Like, this fool has a Switzerland account or something like that.
Shit.
Las de good night, peace, arriba las Chivas y Canelo.
Dile que se abra otro Pacífico porque se va a dormir el güey.
Ya es tarde, ya son. Ay, güey, van a ser las 12.
Oh shit.
It was a good live though. And we still continue. We'll be here. We still got like 20 minutes. Good night, Adrian, though. You have a good night. Sueñas con Canelo y con las Chivas.
Con Cuauhtémoc, güey, y el América, todos los goles que metió para el América en las Chivas.
No, so yes. Solo que me dijo un guy dice que donde trabajo viven mucha raza. So, como ahorita que estuvo la war de Russia con Ukraine, ¿cómo se llama? Con la Russia contra Ukraine, we've been getting a lot of Ukrainians, you know, on the company. So I was talking to him, un resident, I was talking to him. Y sí me dijo que he used to be a boxer training on the Lomachenko camp con Usyk. And he told me que cuando pasó la pelea and he come over here, que los reports that after the tax and all that he only kept $4 million. So I don't know si este güey se trajo poquito in taxing, and because se trae ese dinero para Ukraine, he's going to get taxed on. So I'm kind of feeling this fool left his money like in England or fucking Saudi Arabia bank account, algo where he couldn't get taxed on that shit. Porque dije, no mames, ¿cómo se van a ir de 75 million a 4 million? Digo, ahí se pasan de verga. Like, bad.
But I don't think it, como dices tú, güey, it sounds fucking ridiculous. I don't think they're going to tax him, all that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think, güey, lo que dices tú primero, güey, he probably left his money somewhere else, dude.
Because he probably knew that, hey, they're going to tax the shit out of me.
Yeah, like, no manches, that's a lot from fucking 75 to 4.
Es como le digo yo a todos, lo de Andy Reese cuando le ganó a AJ. I think he got 4 or 5 million for the first fight. He has to pay his promoters, but se queda, let's say, como con 3.5. Y from what I understand, compró la casa de su mamá y se la regaló, ¿verdad? So let's say they're from Victorville. So para empezar, Victorville is cheap. Us that we live in California, we know that. So let's say she didn't owe a lot on the mortgage already, so he paid it off. 70K, 100K. Then he buys his own house. He goes off and buys a Rolex, a Rolls Royce, y I think it was a Phantom for him. So not a Range Rover, y un Phantom. So everybody was like, oh, ese güey se gastó todo su dinero. I'm like, no. I'm like, he secured his life. He bought a house. He bought his mommy's house para que ya no se preocupen de la renta. All they have to do is pay federal tax. Dios, se compró su lujo con su carro nuevo. Se compró su Rolex. So ese güey se dio su lujo. Because why? He knew that AJ was going to want his rematch. And he knew that he was another easy 5 million right there. In a rematch, he got 15 million. Es muy raro que after those 15 mil, sus posts on Instagram, on Facebook, and todas las redes, ya no salió that he was partying. This fool saved it. He put it away. He saved it. So, yeah, in a way, he knew that he was going to get that money regardless. And right now, he's been calling out AJ. I'm like, one, you have every right. You have every right to call him out. You're going to bond one-on-one. You need a fight. He needs a fight. That's a good fight, you know. Otros for sure, otros $5 million. So you can put on your little piggy bank. Yeah, but it's just surprising how one fighter can make so much money. Y es cuando ahorita que you brought up the UFC, I was like, it's true. Like, cause in boxing, they make ridiculous money compared to these fools. Because there's a reason why UFC fighters call out the boxers, because they know that if the fight doesn't happen on UFC, they get all their money, and they get a lot more money. Y es lo que muchos no saben. Like, fool John Jones, one of the best fighters of all time, his biggest bag, I think, is like 2.7 million. As big as back. Like if Bud Crawford did that shit well against fucking Kell Brook. You know what? I pay-per-view.
Sí, pues, una madre.
Y dije, I don't know si eso es de... ¿Qué puede decir de Dana White?
Pues,
And he knows.
like
He
Dana
knows.
White says this. He's like, yeah. To the fucking ¿cómo se llama? Nevada Commission or
State
whatever.
Athletic.
That's what we say, que le pagamos 2.7, lo que sea, 3 million. But behind the scenes, well, we get him more money, según, güey. Según. But a lot of fighters, they come up and like, you know what? Only there's like maybe 5-10 fighters can actually do get the big ass money, but still, they'd be making a way more money outside. If they were doing like boxing matches or anything, like way more money. Simply porque it's the other way. It's like the tables are turned. The promoter makes less money. Fighter makes the most in boxing. But in the UFC is like it's the promoting company. Makes way more money than the fighters. También the pay-per-views. You've seen the pay-per-views. UFC has pretty good pay-per-views for some big ass fights.
I would say most of them hit above like 500K. Most of them.
Yeah, dude.
Y por eso es como ahorita que estamos alegando eso del top fighter and all that, I'm like, just because you sell pay-per-views, you get 200,000, para mí no es nada. Like, because that's what, those were the numbers back in the 90s. So, do you get 200,000 right now? Nah.
Yeah, they were considered back in the 90s like, oh shit, you're doing good numbers.
Yeah, but back in the day, like, por decirlo, like, if you look at Mayweather's numbers, cuando peleó contra Arturo Gatti, I think it was like 150 or like 180. So it wasn't even that big, but it was big because it was the 90s, early 2000s, late 90s. And for them to make a big deal now, I'm like, no. Because back then, those pinches pay-per-view tickets weren't even that, the pay-per-view price weren't that high. Because right now, ya cuestan hasta la verga, fucking $84.99, $89.99.
Yeah.
Like, and that's boxing. The UFC keeps it at I think it's $69.99. Algo
But
así.
más o menos, but it's still it's from back in the day. Ya subió, güey.
Y algo que sí me gusta de UFC, though, I'll tell you this, even though they're not getting paid and all that, they really do know how to stack their cards. Like, they know their co-main event has to be good. The one before that is también good. Y ya están los demás que son like throwaway fights. Boxing can kind of do that. Like, let's say, not last year, cuando peleó Wilder contra Fury, que era PBC contra ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Right now that is Ryan Garcia, que es a Golden Boy contra PBC. I'm like, that would have been perfect for what? For this. You put Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. Then you get another PBC fighter from another division to fight a Golden Boy fighter. And they don't have to be big names. But now you can promote the fight, not only the fight itself, but you're promoting Golden Boy versus PBC. Ya muchos, oh shit, two promotional companies going at it. Igual con ESPN y cuando era el otro, Top Rank, por decirlo, contra PBC. It was Wilder and Fury. Y lo que hicieron estos ways, they did it like this. It was Wilder and Fury, and then they did another co-main event like that, ESPN contra PBC. And then the other one was just a Top Rank card, y la fourth one was just a PBC card. So I was like, okay, at least that's good too. Because now, but they didn't know how to promote it. Like, oh, PBC contra Top Rank. They didn't mention that, and that's where it kind of sucked. I was like, you guys lost an opportunity to do something bigger.
I think the only people that do that is PBC and Mayweather Promotions. You notice when it's a Mayweather promotion, like when, let's say, when Mayweather would fight, siempre metía sus fighters ahí abajo.
Mm-hmm.
You always do that. But the thing is, I think the boxers are smart enough to say, you know what? I'm actually the guy putting my, como te dije hace un rato, my face on the line, my skills, my getting bloodied up and stuff. Yeah, I don't want my promotional company outshining me, my name. Because Ryan Garcia is my
didn't think about that, yeah.
Yeah, UFC le vale madre. It's like, fuck you. We're giving you the opportunity to be in the best organization in the world. And it is true. They built it up, pero pedos que they have all the leverage.
And that's what Dana White fracasó en boxing. He tried to get his Sufa promotions, lo quiso meter en boxing, y fracasó because you can't do that in boxing. Boxing is so big, it's so worldwide that you can't take control like that. You got lucky that UFC at that time in the 90s, MMA wasn't a big deal. So cuando él agarró su control and he made it big and he made this monster company, you hit a gold mine. But you can't you can't do that in boxing when boxing's been it's older than 100 years. We have records and all that shit.
All this started when I always look at where like things changed for boxing. Para mí fue when Mayweather took over as face of boxing. He started doing all that stuff. It was money fights y todo. And we weren't like, ¿cómo se dice? Satisfied with the way he would fight because he would run a lot. Like he'd run a lot. He'd be defensive, pues, para nada, but he would run a lot. So, well, that's where the UFC took advantage. He saw, you know what? I can post up fights where they actually like fuck each other up. Like it's exciting fights. Y poco a poco, I'm like, I just started noticing the shift starting. I was like, damn, I'm watching all these UFC fights. All five freaking main card as the fights are all freaking good. You're like, damn, which one should I watch? I remember cuando salió, it was damn, like I'm trying to remember what boxing fight it was. It was big. And at the same time, it was the first time UFC went heads up against them. And it was the first time I had to really like, shit, should I pick boxing or UFC? And I'm like, why am I even thinking? I used to love boxing all the time.
The only one that I can think of is cuando peleó Canelo contra Kovalev. Y I think it was Nate Diaz who was fighting Masvidal, if I recall. I think it was around that time, or it wasn't McGregor. It was another name. Huh?
I think it was earlier, dude. Way earlier than that fight.
Oh, so you're talking todavía más atrás.
Más atrás, sí. I was starting to notice that the UFC fights were like more satisfying just because they were more like action packed. They're trying to finish each other. They're trying to go for it. The
only times I don't like UFC, like sus cards, is when they start wrestling too much.
Yeah, wrestling
or the submission stuff. Like sometimes it can get exciting when it happens, but when you do it too much and you can't get that esa llave, like I'm like, come on, bro, like try something different. It gets boring, and that's where I'm like, I have to go back to boxing.
I can understand that. That's true.
Como easy as fight. I was watching the Pedro Campa fight, and that ended in a beautiful knockout where, not Pedro Campa. It was some fool y Sebastián Fundora, the big, tall, towering Inferno, and he got knocked out really fucking badass knockout. But the good thing is that the easy fight was a good fight, and it also ended in a great knockout. Where I'm like, okay, I didn't miss much because I actually ended up watching a good fucking fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting close to the end here. Do you have any closing thoughts that can be of just this little show that we had, or the fight itself, or both?
Well, my closing thoughts are like, I mean, it's gonna be a good fight. Like regardless, I mean, te digo, they're not like top fighters. It's an exciting fight as well porque it brings more attention to boxing, and that's what we want. I mean, it's basically para mí, it's a fight between a southpaw left puncher and the hook guy. Y a ver who can outdo the other. Uno está alto, otro está chaparrito. One is, te digo, he's been tested a little bit, just así su chin, he was dropped. El otro, he hasn't really been tested. Como dices tú, ¿le va a aguantar el power o no se lo va a aguantar? I mean, it's exciting. Para mí estoy emocionado for this fight.
One thing I didn't mention, ¿cómo se llama? Porque nunca lo he visto Ryan que tire sus straight shots. Nunca he visto que tire sus straight shots. But in the boxing world, a straight shot against a southpaw is what he's called, the southpaw killer.
Yeah.
So, can Ryan Garcia do that? We're going to have to wait and see.
Yep.
That is my closing thought. Other than that, I enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining us. The questions, we got into little arguments with the top thing, the top fighters and all that. Thank you for joining, Johnny. The other two had to go to work, but hey, we understand work is work, life is life. This podcast is free. I'm not paying no one.
What? No check coming? Oh.
So here's the quote. And it's not about boxing, but a boxer did say this. And I liked it because it's part of life. It goes like this. Let me get my mic más cerquitas para que me escuche más sexy. Dice, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Muhammad Ali. To me, that's deep. Because I'm like, damn. Yo pinche sueño del Predator. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Johnny, I guess we'll see you next week because we will have to talk about the fight.
Hell
We're
yeah.
gonna have to talk about it. Hopefully you can join us. All right, people. You guys have a good night.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.